little bit of an update on the patio garden. I took a bunch of my littlest bok choy plants and put them in my planter here with my chives and my garlic, and I put in, let's see, did I just do one? Yeah, there's just one beet plant there. That's happy enough. And I still need to bring some water out for these. I put a choy beet. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. I'll show you a picture of what they're supposed to look like. And then this is a golden beet, and I'm mostly just growing them for the greens. We'll see, because I had to transplant them twice between one thing and another. They may not form good bulbs, but that's fine. And then parsley plants, I had to separate out a bunch of those, but look how happy the oregano is. It just came back from last year. And my thyme and sage is coming back slowly but surely. Garlic is happy. We're about to get stormy weather. Hopefully you can hear me all right. The wind might be bad for sound. We'll find out. Nobody's quite sure how the weather moving in from the west is going to affect us. I guess Memphis is going to be in rough shape, but we're just supposed to get the edge of the bad weather that's moving through today. So that is amaranth, and it may die because I think we have another night or two that's in the 30s, but it's just a test. I have tons of amaranth plants, I'll show you, so I can afford to lose one or two in a test. And a tiny marigold that just happened to pop up in one of my cups from a seed that probably was there from another time. And more bok choy. We've cut it up and been eating it in stir fries, and it's pretty good stuff. So this was the bucket that had my banana plants in it from last year, and I'm pretty sure they did not come through. I've been digging through, and it's all, I think it got too cold for it, for especially being in a container. So this is my worm bucket in progress. I need to drill some holes in it. It does have holes in the bottom, and I will drill some holes in the side as soon as I get some drill bits picked up, and I need to put some kind of cover over it. But we had an apple that had a few bad spots, so I ate some, Skylar ate some, my niece, and we fed the rest to the wormies. So I'll bring my onions in. These are my Florence, red of Florence. So I'm going to put these in my planters here probably for the most part. We'll see. I might put some out in the family garden. So you can see here, I wasn't kidding. Lots of amaranth. I mean, I know people plant fields of this. I'm just growing it for some salad greens. So it germinated really, really easily. And it's got really pretty leaves already. I look forward to seeing what it looks like once it's larger. I know a lot of people will grow it for grain if they're growing it en masse, but I can't imagine that's worth the time in just a regular home garden. And more bok choy, because always. Hey guys, so it's, I have a lot of different projects going on right now, and I thought I would share a little bit of what I am doing with you. I have some parsley that I just thickly sowed when I started it into cups, and I'm going to separate those out into separate plants. Some will go in my planters here. I already planted a couple today. We'll see how they do. We're supposed to have a storm coming through this afternoon, and I figured whatever goes out there, I have backups, but I had the time to plant them, and it'll dump rain, and hopefully they will flourish and do well. Otherwise, I have backups. I can replace them if they don't make it through the bad weather. So I'm going to separate parsley. I have pepper plants. I've already separated a lot of mine, but like here you can see this one has two coming up in the cup, and this one, the first one was so big I didn't even see the second one come up right away. I had too many other things going on and I didn't notice, so that got a little bit away from me. I like to separate them before they get this big, but you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. they pulled a fast one on me, and the second one came up and it got tall really quickly. It got excited. Maybe it saw what Big Brother was doing and just kind of took off. So I have a couple of those to do. I have some shishito peppers, which only 2 came up, and I'm not convinced that that second one is even gonna make it. It's been like that for days now. So I'm going to actually start a few more shishito seeds. It's not too late to be doing that, especially with as long as a season as we have here in Middle Tennessee. So I'm gonna repot that little guy that's been really enthusiastic. And all his friends just are continuing to sleep. Not sure what happened there. Usually it was a Baker Creek seed. Let's see if I can find it. It's this one. These peppers are supposed to be really, really good for eating. You can eat them raw, or they're supposed to be really, really good if you scorch them in a hot pan with a little bit of oil or butter. So that's the plan for those. And if I get all that done, I also have tomatoes that I want to start, and nasturtiums that I want to start, and I would like to start some more of this sort of romaine type lettuce. So we'll see how far we get. I always have very ambitious plans. But you know, if you don't try, you don't get anything done. So we'll see. Even if I only make it halfway through, I will have accomplished a lot. So these are some of my parsley seedlings. I did already plant a few, but you can see I tried to carefully tease them apart after I took them out of their cup. And they've got a reasonable amount of root structure, some of them, so I think we've got a good chance of survival, especially for like this big one. You can see it still has quite a bit of roots. I've heard that parsley doesn't do well if its roots are disturbed, but I feel like I've met lots of people, and I've done it myself, who have divided more established plants without a problem. We'll see if the same applies to younger seedlings. It may not, but they're easy enough to start that I'm not too worried. I have a whole nother cup that needs to be divided, but we'll do those on a different day when I have a slightly shorter to-do list. Worst case scenario, if this completely fails, what I will do is I'll wait till the ones in that other cup get much bigger and then divide them. So I'll still have backups. Got some little roots. It's got almost nothing, so I'm not even gonna bother planting it. Don't want to be wasting time and effort on something that is almost surely not going to work. There's only so far to which I am optimistic, and usually that's already too far as it is. So if I'm looking at it and thinking, that might not work, I look at a lot of things that won't work and say, well, that might work. So I figure if I'm having that thought, it means it's most definitely probably a goner. I have a feeling that last one's not gonna make it, but we'll see. We'll put this one that probably won't make it in there also, and then if one of them makes it, we still came out ahead. So we'll give them a little bit of water. And I will probably put these under my grow lights in the garage here for a week and just give them some peace where they don't have to fight for light or wind or anything. And they can just basically kind of be in sick bay for a week and recover. So we got some repotted parsley. So it's editing Caitlyn here, still with the crazy hair. This is what it looks like most days here at Chateau Parker. But I wanted to give you an update on the parsley seedlings. It's actually a couple days later. Had a whole lot of stuff pile in, just little things. And basically it's been one of those weeks, or I should say last week, it was one of those weeks where I just felt like I was chasing my tail all week and accomplishing nothing, but it was little bits of progress here and there. And so last week, the parsley plants were, and what I planted out in the patio, those were some of my little bits of progress, and you witnessed them, so congratulations and thank you for the validation. So I'm gonna quickly give you just a little look at how those parsley seedlings are doing a couple days later after that transplanting. And they've actually done better than I thought they would. I don't think I've lost any of them. So we'll look at those right now, and then that'll be the end of this video. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you stopping by. These are some pole cherry, sweetie cherry tomatoes that now have their first true leaves and need to also be separated, so maybe we'll do those and the peppers in the same session. There's more parsley. Parsley. Those are a little rough looking, but I think at least one of them, if not both, will make it. So they're doing all right. Basil. Basil, basil, basil. It's so pretty. And I forgot to tell you, guess what that is, guys. Go ahead, guess in the comments. I'll wait. That is the first ever ginger I have ever sprouted myself. Just from a little piece of grocery store root, and we'll talk more about that later, but since we're here I had to show you because it's very exciting.